It's coming from the deep, my children! There are so many terrifying creatures waiting in the ocean, bringing with it so many horrors previously unknown to us. So shall we see what this particular vessel of terror brings? Maria Boreas is an ocean scientist studying whales with a few of her colleagues when they catch a most unusual specimen in their nets, a Magnapina squid. Not one they're familiar with, but certainly one whose presence this close to the surface warrants further investigation. They take it into the ship's hold and make their way back home, Maria looking forward to seeing her father and son again as well. Though her father will have some bad news for her once she reaches shore. He has cancer and only a year or so to live. Still, spirits are high aboard the ship for such an amazing scientific discovery. Not that Shania can appreciate that, as when she goes to take a look at the water tank holding the squid one night, tendrils slide out and grab her, pulling her into the water. They find her later, alive, just barely. The others figure she just slipped in the water, though the captain of the ship, Lars, senses something wrong. A fear that is compounded when soon Shania awakens and attacks both him and her husband Richard with a scalpel, injuring both, though in her fevered ramblings she says it was not her. Oh no! The squid is a disguise artist! Lars has had bad feelings about the squid ever since it was brought on board, a sense of foreboding around it, even while the others say there's nothing to worry about. Once back to shore, though, things get worse, especially after Shania awakens again and outright murders her husband, still barely able to say it's not her doing it. Thomas, who has been caring for the squid tank during its time on the boat, sees visions after having sex with his girlfriend. Visions of the dead and decayed, of a plague doctor emerging from an inky blackness and attacking him. And soon he's on a killing spree of his own. But on the subject of that plague doctor, we see frequent flashbacks to Dr. Virchow, a man who lived in Europe in 1349. The Black Death, or at least something resembling it, was coming to his town and infecting it, overrunning his fellow citizens. He did the best he could against it, but after a while even he was seeing visions of the dead crawling out for his help, and he could provide none. He had visions of tendrils rising from the water and pulling the very moon from the sky down. He is forced to kill his wife when the infection spreads to her, and he takes his own life soon afterwards, dropping his journals in a chest into the ocean. Yeah, those probably aren't important. Make sure to make it as hard as possible for anyone to learn anything useful from them. With Thomas murdering the original expedition crew as he makes his way back to the squid, eventually Maria realizes what sort of evil influence the creature must have, trying to do away with it herself, though in the process only getting Lars killed and setting the boat aflame. It seems her own son has some sort of connection with it, as his grandfather witnesses tendrils sprouting from his mouth. He brings the boy to the boat to try to find Maria, but they get separated, the two unable to find him. But the boy does find the squid. Assuming, of course, that that's what it is. Oh, and I guess the police searching for the boy later find Virchow's journals, but push them aside since they don't think they're relevant at that moment. Be careful of the things under the water, my children. Do not reach too deep into the darkness far below the surface, for something may decide to reach back out towards us.